The divine characteristic I want to talk about today is to be considerate. So I'll go ahead and read some definitions and then I'll talk about it a little bit. It's being careful not to cause inconvenience or hurt to others, showing kindness to another, and thinking about the rights and feelings of other people. So it's kind of hard to think about being considerate when you were only thinking about yourself. So being considerate is actually thinking about another's feelings or desires as well. And when we're making decisions, that is something that if we want to really embrace this divine characteristic, then we have to think about another person as well as ourselves when we're making a decision that may affect someone else. So that can be difficult sometimes, but it is a divine characteristic. So how do you go about doing that on a day-to-day basis? Well, especially when you're in a search for your own happiness. Well, I'm going to tell you today that your happiness doesn't depend on someone else's sadness. Your happiness can also be tied to other people's happiness as well. That means be very careful when you're making your decisions or you're making your choices. If you feel that something you are going to do is going to harm someone else or hurt them emotionally in some way, then you want to stop and think of another way that maybe you could go about this without causing harm to another person. First of all, because when you cause harm to someone else, that's not being considerate, but it's also carrying on your shoulders some kind of guilt associated with whatever the damage was done to someone else. So think about being considerate today. It's not just holding the door open for someone else or letting them cut you in traffic. It is in other decisions as well, especially in your relationships with romantic partners or co-workers or family members. And, it's not a weakness. Being considerate is a strength, and it shows that you have this divine ability to consider other people, as well as yourself. So try to be more considerate, embrace that divine characteristic, and I wish you good luck.